Yes, hi there. My name is Tony Barge, and you're here today because you want to know how to overcome the challenges of recruiting executive talent. And what I would like to know is who you are. So, if you could please tell me who you are, where you live, and why you're here today. And I'm so glad that you're here with us today. And I know that many of you, if not all of you, almost all of you out there have a really hard time with mid and upper management recruiting. It's been a challenge for years and years, and it's only getting more challenging. So we're going to be talking about overcoming the challenges of recruiting executive leadership, most importantly. And this is what you're going to learn today. I'm super excited to show you, but I need to see some energy in the room. So if you're excited to change your life in the next 30 seconds, take action today. Write "I'm ready" in the comment section. In the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn this. So make sure you stay. Hey, don't even think about leaving. Stay for the next 60 minutes because you don't want to miss my tips for success, overcoming the challenges. Okay. I have done a lot of studying over the past year. So we have come up with the conclusion that it's a better way. And there are some things that you can't overcome necessarily. And I will talk about that, but there are a lot of things that we can change to make it better. So we shall overcome. In the next 60 minutes, this is for anyone who owns a business or who is in charge of recruiting for the of employees and staff. This is for anyone who owns a business dedicated to healthcare, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, life care management. So if your calling is about helping patients and their family, this is for you. You're in the right place. In the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn how to attract upper management leadership that truly enjoy working with you. Break through the upfront challenges of it and evaluate the need for the position. Determine a solid recruiting strategy, approaching the hiring process in a systematic manner, developing a search timetable and developing position specification, not just a job description. Learn how successful companies outsource to improve successful recruiting. Walk away with at least one new ideal to generate more communication with qualified candidates. My promise to you is a step-by-step strategy for shifting your recruiting model to be more successful. Let's keep it real. Does this sound like you? Business owner, CEO, president, executive officer, wearing a lot of hats, HR. You know you have to spend more time recruiting, but there are so many things that you need to do. Managing the ads, the conversations, reaching out, trying to get qualified people in the door for interviews and orientations and paperwork. If you calculate the man hours and the ad costs and the time that the position stays open specifically for recruiting, you know that you are spending more than about $72,500 per month. Do you ever wonder if recruiting done correctly could attract more qualified candidates in the door? The real problem is you're recruiting the old way. I'm going to show you the new way. Okay. When you have made the shift, you are going to be less stressed and worried about how to cover your organization staff and needs. And when you have the right person for the right job, your revenue goes up and your recruiting mindset will change. You will see a big increase in performing and decreasing in turnover. Your time and man hours spent on part of recruiting process will decrease. And the frustration of recruiting and dealing with unknown human element will decrease as well. The simple shift. The simple shift you need to make to get your recruiting under control. Your time spent productively and the ability to have more work-life balance in your life. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to make those shifts today. Who am I? Tony Barge, MBA graduate, emphasis in healthcare management. I'm the CEO of RNA Search Inc., author of two books, Talent Attraction Nerd. I'm a veteran advocate. That's me back in the day when I was in the Marine Corps. Hoorah for any of my military veterans or veterans advocates. Father of two sons, AJ and Jaron, and my dog Sheba right over here. Who is RNA Search Inc.? RNA Search Inc. is a international executive search firm based in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. Have to come check us out sometime. The firm brings over 35 years of experience, referrals, relationships, technologies to uncover the best to fit a company's needs. RNA searching reflects high standards of professionalism throughout the recruiting process. The hard work has resulted in hundreds of successful permanent, temporary, and consulting placements worldwide. Discovering the shift. The key shift you must make in your recruiting thought process in your activities to see better results. I'm going to walk you through that process in this session. The preparation stage. Many organizations venture into executive and management hiring in a haphazard manner, giving very little forethought to the process. Failure to prepare for the search by adequate defining the needs, expectations, and qualifications. Failure to plan for and maintain steady progress and a subjective decision making. The speed of the search process often vacillates, starting quickly but losing momentum just as quickly as priorities surface. So the recruitment process often is put on the back burner for a while. Improving your selection process through better preparation. Evaluating the need for the position. Determine specifically functions, qualifications, attributes, competency, key objectives. Determine the search strategy. Determine a search timetable. Systematize the hiring process. Develop a detailed and comprehensive position specification. Evaluate the need for the position. Determine if the position is even needed. Why was the position created in the past? Some larger organizations have multiple vice presidents in the same function area. This type of structure may only be top heavy and redundant because many may also create an organization inequality. Determine a search strategy. Given a need for the position, the next step is to decide if the search is necessary. Are there any internal candidates who can immediately take over the job and task? Can the responsibility be divided among other managers and executives? If the internal search should be conducted, the organization leaders must determine how quickly the position needs to be filled. Be certain that someone owns and manages the process. Accountability is the key to be successful. Approach the hiring process in a systematic manner. Have a method and structure in a place for the entire process. Critical steps, practices should be detailed and outlined. It should include a decision point, timetables, assignment of responsibility. For example, the next two slides will illustrate that. Develop a search timetable, and this is without the use of a search firm. And basically what you have here, you can always go get this little printout from www.whitkiefer.com, and this will break down the timetable for you. And it's a 5-month process, okay? So we're looking at anywhere from, 5 months. We're talking about 20 weeks. So the first month consists of the position needs to be evaluated, functions determined, search strategy determined, position specification written, okay, ad and other sourcing, candidates identified and screened. Okay, now the second month, that's when the candidate interview first round process starts. Okay, we start interviewing the first candidates. Around month 3, candidate interviews, second round, finalists selected. Then we're going to start conducting some reference checks, final reference checks. And then the 4th month, you're going to evaluate and final decision. And then in the 5th month, preferred candidate selection, negotiation, and executive hired. Okay. And then this basically is to develop a search timetable with the use of a search firm. Basically, without the use of a search firm, you're shaving off a month on the search process itself. Okay, so it's pretty much the same concept, but it's just done a little bit faster and managed, I would say, a little bit better, because a lot of times executives are pulled in so many different directions, so it's hard for them to recruit for talent sometimes, because that's not their main job. They're there to do other things. So sometimes the stuff just gets put on the back burner. Let's keep it real and let's face it. All righty, let's go to the next one. Define the job function in more detail. What are the specific tasks and responsibilities that the person in the job must perform? Some are unique to the specific jobs. For example, a nurse executive is responsible for overseeing the clinical nurse division, and a CFO is responsible for managing the organization's financial operations. Knowledgeable individuals must define in detail the required job functions. Define qualification in greater specificity. I love that word, specificity. Many organizations need help in this area. Requirements are often expressed in ambiguous terms that are difficult and impossible to measure. The leaders of one organization describe the preferred skill for a vice president of marketing as needs marketing skills. How generic, right? Walter Almer, former president of Center of Creative Leadership in Greensboro, North Carolina, expressed a great concern about the lack of definition of critical leadership characteristics. Develop a position specification and not just a job description. Position specification includes more detail, greater itemization of how the job performance will be measured. A perfect article to review would be Hiring Without Firing with Claudio Fernandez. Some position specifications contain what are called critical incidents. And Fernandez defines these as the commonly occurring situations that the new executives will confront and must be able to master to be considered a strong performer. Describe the attributes and competencies in greater detail. For example, organizational A, the preferred vice president candidate will have a strong leadership ability, demonstrate excellent people skills, be an excellent communicator. Then you have organizational B, who breaks it down a little bit better, more in detail. Preferred vice president candidate will be a leader who has successfully merged departments of several hospitals during a merger, have had experience working with demanding physicians during stressful times with a merger, and be able to show evidence of successful communication efforts during a merger. Follow the timetable for the selection process. Organizations most successful in recruiting talent realize the importance of not only setting specific timetables for the process, but also in following them. A positive signal is sent to the candidate when the search progress is as scheduled. This can save weeks or of delay. To sum it up, basically, without a search process manager and a clear deliberated plan and explicit position specification, organizations will often wander through the executive search process, and the best decisions will be left more to luck than effective management. Invest in your business today. Invest in mastering the art of recruiting. You will never regret that decision. I guarantee you that. Today, I promise to you to share that shift for a better recruiting. Attracting upper management leaders that truly enjoy working with you. Break through the upfront challenges and evaluate the need for the position. Determine a solid recruiting strategy, approaching the hiring process in a systematic manner, developing search timetables and developing position specification, not just a job description. Learn how successful companies outsource to improve successful recruiting, and walk away with at least one new idea to generate more communication with qualified candidates. What you need to do to win at recruiting: attitude and willingness to get super productive with recruiting, a solid recruiting strategy, the ability to let go upfront work and outsource, the ability to invest in your recruiting to get best results. Now you have a choice. It's totally up to you. How we can help you. My team and I have set aside some time in the next week to speak with you personally about how you can apply this recruiting strategy to your business. Starting today, the cost is free. We look forward to helping you out.